Hey, it's Oska from the Front Runner Colombo.
And Tom from the Front Runner Colombo.
And Kat from Back on Track Sports.
And you are listening to our Run Special podcast, our weekly podcast where we talk about the human locomotive movement we call running, where we try and keep you guys company on your hour run, let you into our lives and our training in the hope that you might laugh with us, sometimes at us, and we help you enjoy those runs. Welcome, guys. I'm cooked.
You can do it one more.
And the reason I'm cooked is because Tommy laid 2 podcasts on me yesterday.
I did. We're hustling out here.
I'm still fresh, so I've got to carry this one.
Kat's carrying everything. She's got the kitchen sink, the washing machine.
Whoa.
Whoa. I don't know why.
I'm a woman.
Yeah, well. That's not what I meant. I think we've got a pretty good episode today. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. We're going to let you guys in on our training, which has come back. Well, my training's kind of come back.
Yeah, mine's getting there.
Yeah. And Tom's come to a stop.
It's funny how we're like... We were healthy for, what, like 4 weeks together?
Yeah.
That's
What
right.
a time.
What a time to be alive, man.
It's a great time.
The full TKO knockout team is back together. Tomorrow it was just the overtime crew. Do you like that?
Yeah, it was.
You like that? OT?
Yeah.
Oscar Tom,
Overtime.
TKO,
It's
knockout.
good with these ones.
Oh, I was pretty happy with that.
I rate that.
So we got a couple of cool episodes coming out. One with Hamish Kerr, the Olympic and World Indoor Commonwealth and New Zealand record holder,
Yeah.
champion high jumper, and he is so tall.
Yeah.
Do you know what I noticed too? Is that even his eyebrows are tall.
It's his legs, man. Like, we're sitting here and his knee is up here. A good 10, 15 centimeters longer than ours, at least.
Talk about legs.
Yeah, legs. Yeah. I love when we took the photo outside, he was like leaning against the wall to make himself look shorter so he could fit in the frame.
And I was going to put that on the picture I put on the Instagram. Like, I'm wearing 5 centimeter Brooks shoes as well, so I'm giving myself like an extra 2 inches.
Doesn't even help.
Don't even
Still
come
did enough to go.
Come close. So and then Craig Goodwood in the afternoon, which is Hayden Wild and Sam Tanner and Catherine's coach.
Yeah, that was cool. I was on fly on the wall for that one.
Yeah. So I think I felt like we did well, Tommy, because you just got off the bike for Hamish's one, and you were like,
Yeah, I was pretty tired.
you were pretty tired, and then
Blame Mike for that.
so I kind of carried that, and then I was absolutely done when Craig walked in. So you carried the can on that
Good
one.
teamwork.
So. Good teamwork makes the dream work. How many cliche sayings can we get in today?
Gosh.
We could probably put way too many in there and we'd lose a lot of followers, I think.
At the moment, we're gaining followers, so I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate the followers. And like I said to someone during the week who was having a laugh at what we talked about last week, which Tom missed, so hopefully he can keep us on track a little bit more. I just like sitting down for 60, 70 minutes and laughing with a couple of friends.
Wait, who filled in for me?
Macca.
Oh, Macca, man. You're supposed to be
He was
doing my
shutting it
job
down.
properly.
He was shutting it down. I was just...
really? Oh,
Mate,
I was just
just
someone?
I
I
was
was
the
just-
enabler, and he was trying to stop it.
like instead of technical knockout, it was just knockout. It was just
Right.
K&O. It was just, and Macca was not making it a king of the mountain. It was
No. There was no KOMs going
I'm
down.
on fire.
Yeah, this is
I'm on
good.
fire. What happened to my energy right now? So where should we start? Should we start with the good news or the bad news?
Let's start with the good news. Feel like,
The good news is when I looked in the mirror, I'm not too fat after 2 weeks off.
and your moustache is still there.
Yeah.
Is that good news or bad news?
I think it's good. It means he's got willpower to make it to the end of November.
But I'm going to carry this through.
Yeah. I like it.
I mean, yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for the lulz.
I think it's important to carry it out.
Like,
You got to get through it, right?
yeah. Speaking of looking at yourself in the mirror,
Where is this going?
do you? I will put a precursor on this because we're getting like 25% more listeners every week. We do talk about running
Eventually.
so hang in there with us.
just
But
get
it is
through it.
not a running like stats podcast.
No.
We
We're
do a little
just
bit.
runners that
We're
talk.
We're talking heads. ESPN, sign us up. So obviously, Kat, we raced like our kind of pinnacle race for the year. Well, one of the pinnacle races for the year a couple of weeks ago. And then you have some time off. Do you go through that existential crisis of like, who am I without running?
Yeah.
Because I like
Absolutely.
I like get out of the shower and you kind of lose that little bit of trim, like athletic look. I do real fast.
Same.
I do so fast. To the
Goes,
point where
yeah.
on Monday I asked Katie's like, "Are you gonna still love me when I'm a fat Sasquatch?" I am. Cause I'm so hairy. And normally I just will wax and shave and shit, so I just look a little less like Bigfoot. And eventually I'm going to stop running 100 miles a week.
It's just gonna.
So I'm just going to be like this round furry ball.
Very cool.
I don't know if she still love me. But yeah, so I got out of the shower the other day and I was like, who the fuck are you?
It is weird though, because you do feel like you lose yourself a wee bit, eh? You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, what is actually going to happen when we stop running?
Like, am
Just
I
gotta
still,
hold on for as long as you can.
am I
Don't
still
think
going to
about
like me?
Yeah.
it. Don't think
Is
about
my
it.
whole personality running?
And then you just stand there and you're like, who are you? Like, who are you?
And then you start saying your name over and over and you're
Yeah.
like, it's lost meaning.
Yeah. What is it? Thanks for giving me a name, Mom. What is it? So I've been going through that for the last 4 or 5 days. Every time I get out of the shower, to the point where I feel like I'm going to close the window so it just fogs the mirror up and I don't have to look at it.
It's one way to get around it.
Yeah.
Is that a pure crisis
That's
mode?
fair. No? I think it's fair enough.
So hey, when you guys see me and I'm like 55, 65 and no longer relevant and I'm a fat Sasquatch still, come say hi.
Yeah. Make me feel nice.
Tell him he's still important.
I remember when you won Auckland Marathon.
I probably won't remember. Probably some degenerate disease from running too much. Do you reckon that does set us up for like dementia, or do you ever think about that? Like what running's actually doing to us?
Oh, I didn't think mentally, but physically, yeah.
Physically, absolutely.
Like,
Oh,
do we have
man.
hearts the size of horses or something?
I don't know.
There's
But
something you get when your heart's too big, and then
Yeah.
and like
it can get too big.
Well, we all have big left ventricles, that's for sure.
ventricle is a big word for a Wednesday.
For a Wednesday.
Ventricle. What does that mean? Does that mean that we can't pump the blood back out? So we get heaps of blood
we
comes
can.
in.
We can pump
No.
it.
Well, no, but when we stop running and it
Oh.
kind of shrinks or something.
Yeah, we won't be able to pump as much around, I suppose.
I hope I go out nicely. Anyway, this is depressing as shit. Clearly, I need to start training again.
Whoever's listening to this on their run is just like, I'm going to stop.
Well, I'm
now.
taking up ping pong. Did you see the ping pong with the people that don't have arms?
Oh, that's...
Bro, there's some next level shit. And I mean,
How
I'm not
do
even
they
joking
do it?
about
How
it. With
do
like
they
their
do it?
mouths and their feet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bro, the coordination. I
That's
can't even
insane.
put my socks on without falling over.
Yeah.
Okay, I had this one
Neither.
at massage school. They were telling me about this one person that got their qualification just by using their feet with massage. 'Cause they
I don't
have
want
any
that.
hands.
I don't want that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want
I was
that.
like,
Maybe I do
that's
want that.
pretty impressive.
I'm thinking about it a little bit more.
That's
Little foot massage.
Genuinely a foot massage. Yeah.
What would you do? Would you walk out to me?
I probably would.
Would you use your feet to walk out?
I'd use my hands. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about that, to be fair.
We shouldn't laugh at that. I'm trying to tone it down a little bit.
I mean, like, yeah. Yeah. That thought's never...
Probably not a market out there for that.
It's never come across my mind.
Oh,
Mate,
no, there
There's a
definitely
market for
is.
everything.
There's a market for us.
Yeah.
So clearly there's a market for
They'll find a way.
foot massage. I mean, to be fair, to give them credit, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing.
That they could do that.
Yeah.
Because the coordination as well is that's amazing.
It is insane.
It's like one of those like tribe massage things where they like heat you up with hot coals and then walk across you and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Thanks, National Geographic.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever watch those things and just be amazed that we live on the same planet?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yep.
I understand nothing.
Yeah, literally.
Like we are literally floating on a space rock in
Yeah.
continually growing nothingness.
Yep.
And then one day it just could explode.
Yeah, like we could be
Just gone.
gone.
Skis.
Like
I think about that way too much.
we have so much time by ourselves. Do you
Too
guys
much
think that?
time,
Do you
yeah.
guys
Yep.
think that? Like Tommy's on the bike for 4
Yep.
hours just to the point where he's thinking like,
I think about a lot of random stuff.
if I bike hard enough, will my wheel slow down how fast the world is spinning? And that got me thinking about, like, say, with Chicago Marathon, if all those people running in the same, how many people would it take to
Spin
walk
the world.
backwards to the way the world is spinning to change the speed in which it spins? Do you know how they do like?
Yeah.
But do you know how they do like?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, like Guinness World Record, like for the haka or like singing a national anthem and shit. How do we get? How many people live on the world? Like 6 billion.
Yeah,
7 billion.
7 billion.
How do we get all 7 billion people to walk the same direction? Like we all say, we're all going to walk north. No, like, could you coordinate that?
I mean,
Surely
if
that's
you lived
what-
on an island somewhere, probably not.
Surely that's what
Would it
Elon's
work
got
better if
Starlink
you
for.
did it, if you all swam north?
Oh,
Because there's more water.
well, then would you
on
create a
planet Earth?
tide? But how long would you need to swim for? Because
I don't
like,
know. You could like push against the land.
I don't know, man. There's sharks in there. I'm not doing
Just
it.
no, you're like on the beach and you're just kicking, like everyone kicking in the same direction. Just
can you imagine? Can you imagine there's aliens up this country?
what are these guys doing?
What are these
Trying to
guys
push
doing?
the Earth fast around the circle.
Like,
Oh, God.
You'd love to see it. Yeah, I just
Could
love. Bro, I want to see Tommy on Sumner Beach, just full mermaid, just kicking.
And go,
I
everybody.
I suck at kicking as
3,
well.
2.
It's the worst thing in the pool for me. I
You'd need
hate
some like nuclear bomb to say go though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise, like, how would
How
we
do we know?
it. Oh, no, could
Um,
not do it.
I started watching Fallout.
Oh, yeah?
That's like a video game that they've made a TV series out of. Which, speaking of nuclear explosions, bro, it's terrible.
Oh, really?
I watched like
I was just waiting for you. Oh, you should watch it.
20.
but
I
not
watched.
It's horrible.
I watched 28 minutes, and I wish I could have that 28 minutes back.
Okay.
Yeah, it was no good. I mean, someone might like it, but it definitely wasn't for me.
I won't
Yeah.
be watching it then.
I wouldn't bother. I don't even know what thing it came from. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Was it Netflix? No.
I think it might have been Prime. I don't know. I have so many subscriptions.
Just too.
It's so annoying.
I know.
Because you need them all.
Like Sky is so expensive. Let's get all the streaming services, and now I'm like, man,
Lost in the
it's and I'm scared about when Indy's old enough to have her own.
lost in the sauce.
And there's going to be like $120 worth of subscriptions going through my Apple account.
Does she have access to that already?
No,
You get these weird like game.
no, I don't believe in. We've removed her screen time
Oh, that's good.
Good.
because I get home last night and she's just playing outside making mud pies rather than like
Pies.
like having the iPad out.
Me and my brother did that one time, but it was inside and Mum was not happy. Mud pies.
But she's just having a good time, and I'm like, well, if she could get access to the iPad all the time, then she wouldn't be
Yeah.
like doing that. So that's just not. I'm not bagging anyone that puts an iPad in front of their kids. Like, don't at me, okay? We do it
Personal
sometimes.
preference.
Each to their own.
Each to their own. And actually, she just doesn't cope with it very well afterwards. She just becomes a bit of a little toad. Toad. So, Tommy, how was Queenstown Marathon?
Queenstown was awesome. I mean, like in general, the whole thing was pretty cool. Never lined up for a half before. Still haven't finished one. Well, I've finished one off a bike, of all things. But yeah, no, the race itself was going pretty smoothly until about 16k.
Tends to be when half marathon gets hard.
Yeah,
ACAT.
Yep.
but that was the thing. Like I started feeling good at like 15k. I had a really rough patch at around 12 when we were going around the back of the airport, and it was just constantly climbing, and it was like climbing on really, really loose, soft gravel. So it's just like you're trying to put power down. There's nothing coming back. And then actually recovered quite a bit when we went down the hill. It kind of shook the legs out a bit. But yeah, I mean, to start off, it was we woke up and there was a fresh dump of snow on the mountains, like on Coronet Peak, like halfway down, and it was about 1 degree.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah.
great for me.
So great for some people, but I hate running in the cold. I don't know what it is. I just can't get going. So yeah, that was a little bit rough. We all warmed up. A bunch of us warmed up together, which was quite cool. And then we just got on the start line, and actually didn't feel too cold when we were on the start line. But yeah, once you got going,
penguin body heat going
yeah, there was a lot of people around, and I think in the valley that kind of kept some of the heat when we were in through the trees, but when we turned the corner and it got a little bit more open, it was fresh. It was fresh. But a bunch of us ran together. There was probably about 5 of us that ran together, 5 or 6 through the first 5 odd Ks. We were talking to Jack Moody before the race actually, because me and Tonga had never done the course before. And we hadn't run the course, and we knew the first 3K I think was on road, and then you drop down onto the trail, and Jack's like, yeah, it's like a vertical drop down to the
into shot over.
Yeah, into shot over, and we're like, oh, it can't be that bad. Like it's gonna be surely just a nice gradual downhill, and sure enough, we turn off the road on the trail, and it is like negative 20%. It was just straight down, and. Tionga looks at me and goes, what the F is this? And we just like look at each other. I'd not signed up for a cross-country race. So yeah, you drop right down basically to a level with the river. And I kind of just let my legs go, and Brett Ruff was the only other guy that did it, and we actually kind of ran away from a few guys for a second there. And then everyone came back together, and we pushed up a few hills and went up over the bridge, and then Chris, Tonga, and Jack kind of had a little gap, and I think we went through 10K at around like 31:30.
Pretty good on that.
Yeah, which was reasonably quick. I think before the race we said we were around 31:30, around 31:50, and anywhere between there would be pretty good, because that was probably the harder part of the course, just because it was so zigzaggy and up and down all over the show. There was no real consistent flat section, and then T and Chris started to put the hammer down a bit, and Jack fell off. I'd fallen off by then, and then I kind of just kept the same pace and ran back up to Jack, and he actually said after the race it was so weird running, because I kept trying to surge, and then you were just always running the same pace, and I kept coming back and forth. But yeah, got round to about 15K, and another Aussie guy who ended up getting third. Can't remember his name, so sorry, mate.
Alex Harvey.
Alex Harvey, there we go. He had caught back up to us, and so we had like 3 of us. We were running about 5 meters apart, and then I caught back up to Jack again, and we ran together for a little bit, and then just had a really sharp pain in my chest, kind of like a stitch, which went on for about like a K, maybe 2-3 minutes, and I was like, okay, I can run through this, and then it just cramped, which I've never had happen in a race before.
That's what I had on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Cramp in my diaphragm.
And I just couldn't.
There's nothing you can do. Either.
You can't really. I tried to stop and stretch it out. I walked for like 2 minutes. I was like, yeah, okay, it's gonna settle down surely. And then like I tried to run again, got back up to pace for probably maybe 400 meters, and it just came back, and I just could not like take a deep breath. And by then my Achilles had seized up on me, because my whole plan was I was kind of nursing a little bit of an achy Achilles during the week, but it was more so like getting better during runs, so they would hurt for the first 15 minutes and then kind of ease off, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Classic tendon.
Yeah, classic tendon stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'll get through the race, like I'll get to the finish line and then just take a few days off and let it settle. So that was always my plan, was just to finish the race and then not worry about it later. But yeah, unfortunately the race finished at 16K and couldn't get back going again. But yeah, maybe, I don't know, I'm always a little bit of a believer that stuff happens for a reason, and maybe the diaphragm thing saved me from doing any more damage to the Achilles. I had a scan on it last night, and there's a little bit of bursitis and
a little bit.
Yeah, decent sized bursa, but I don't know. I'm used to that stuff now. My body just seems to.
Don't you wish that we were just like starfish though, and you can just lop it off?
Yeah.
Grow another one.
Yeah.
Not where I thought it was going.
It would be fantastic though. I wish I could just
Cat got it.
train it and we'd be good to go. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, didn't end up finishing the race unfortunately, but the other boys had a humdinger of a battle. Well,
Yeah.
Tonga broke course record
He's so smooth.
by a minute. Yeah.
Tonga's so
Or a
smooth.
minute.
Yeah, by a minute, yeah. And
From Daniel Belchin's record, which
Dan
is pretty
Belch.
impressive.
Wow.
A minute,
Yeah, that is good.
So I think from memory, he pulled away from Chris around the 12k mark.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty early on into the race, and this was T's first half marathon as well.
It's a bold move, eh?
So smooth, yeah, but he's just so like at that pace and that distance, he's so efficient. And we all, I mean, going into it, we all knew he was probably going to be the guy to beat Chris coming off a marathon. So probably going to be pretty heavy legged, and T's been putting down some very solid training, and he's actually coming up to Christchurch to live with his sister, I think.
Let's fucking
for
go.
the next 5 weeks, going into Zatopek and then 9 to 5. So he just wants to come up and train with a group, so that's cool. But yeah, credit to him, he had an awesome race, and was cool to see him like do it in front of a big crowd as well. I think being in the college system, I think me and Kat know you don't win many races.
No,
Like,
oh my God.
never.
I don't get close.
You're pretty stoked when you have a top 50 finish in a cross country race or something like that. That's doing very well for yourself. And T's had some very good races over there, but to come back and win I guess a New Zealand major marathon it was pretty cool to see him do that and do it so well. Like, he felt pretty good the whole way. He said he's like, yeah, it's a long way mentally getting through that, but I think having the nice scenery and all that, he said, helped quite a lot. And then running into the back of the 10k people and having people out on the course was pretty cool. So yeah, everyone performed pretty well. I think they had like 12. They were supposed to have like 12,500, but the weather was so bad on the Friday night. There was about 4 flights, I believe, that got cancelled.
Wellington and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
Wellington.
unlucky, man.
So a lot of people actually didn't get down there and missed out on the event, which is super unfortunate because the whole week the weather looked horrible. Friday, Saturday, Sunday was raining, and then literally got down there, drizzled maybe a little bit on the Friday, woke up, it was obviously cold, but sunny, nice day. And it's been like that the last few years, so I think they always get a good turn of luck in terms of the weather. But yeah, overall it was a cool experience to have so many people running in the same spot down there, and then like hanging around for the weekend was cool as well. A lot of people down in Queenstown. So I think it was the 10-year anniversary as well. So 10 years of Queenstown Marathon, and I know talking to Brams and stuff, they're looking to Asics are looking to hopefully pump a little bit more energy into like the promotion and stuff for next year, and try to get some new kit going on, and just work with the Queenstown people down there and make it a real big event, because it is, or supposedly, I think, I don't know if it's ever been ranked, but it is probably the most scenic marathon you ever do.
That's what I keep hearing, so I'll have to do it one day.
Yeah, it's scenic, but it's hard, so I don't know if you can really enjoy it.
I think you can get me running the half. There's no way I'm running that marathon.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Looks tough.
It is
eh?
brutal.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is. I think for a lot of people, it's a cool marathon to do. One, because a lot of it is on trail, so it's not like it still beats you up because of the ups and downs and the twists and turns, but it's not as much impact on your body. So like, there was a lot of people that signed up real last minute, and it's like looking at it from a coach's kind of eye, you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, like that's, if there was any marathon or half marathon that you'd let your athlete do, it'd probably be that one, just because it's not as brutal. But yeah, awesome weekend. So if you haven't, sign up for Queenstown Marathon next year. And
A couple of results here.
get your entries
Might as well
in.
let people know.
Yeah.
So the marathon, Kieran Farty, who lives down there, he's a good bugger. I went to Melbourne half with him once, I think.
Yeah.
He ran 2:34 to win.
Yeah.
And Aristus, our mate Aristus, was second. And good to see him fit again, because he had a bit of trouble sort of late last year, and
Yeah.
he's coming back into it. And then Clinton Manderson, 2:42, runs out that podium. Hannah Olroyd won the women's in 2:52. Amy Daniel and then Claire Horner rounded that out. And then, yeah, like we said, Taonga, Chris and Alex. Harvey came from Aussie.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty good marathoner.
Yeah. Well,
like-
someone was saying he's run about a 103 or 104 half. So
But he was training for Valencia,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
He was smooth, man.
And then Maya Irving, who joined us for Run Club last night, and she ran 1:22.51, and then Katie Morgan and Madeline Hina. And then the chick decided that he'd have no competition, so he'd race. That's a really nice big time trial. He ran 30:44, and Beth won the ladies in 37:44. Pretty good running on that.
Yeah, it's like the course is not fast. Put it that way. So tying it around a minute under the course record was super impressive.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Super
It's
impressive.
a great run. How's your week been, Catherine Kemp?
Cats week. It's been pretty good. I mean, I'm just
We're going to make a jingle.
Cats week.
It's Cats Week. It's Cats Week.
No.
Cats Week. It seems that sounded like Cats
You
Week.
started it.
Maybe that can be the jingle for the aid station because no one likes me drinking a glass of water.
And it was like that. It creeped me out. It's like, whoa, what was
And then
that?
Alex last night at Run Club was like, I must have put it in a funny place when we were talking about the petrol stations. And it was like, and I think it must have been like when you've been like, and there's one called Come and Go, and then it was like,
That's so
Timing
perfect.
was impeccable.
Oh, yeah.
I did that on purpose.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway,
That's
Kat,
great.
how's your week been, mate?
Yeah, it's been pretty chill. I mean, I'm still just easy running at the moment, up to like 75 minutes. So that's my long run. I do have a session on Saturday though, so 2K reps, but pretty chill.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing something similar actually.
Oh, yeah.
Like 4 minutes or something.
Yeah, just easing back into it.
Just
So it's been good. But there's been some days when I'm just like, man, I cannot be asked to get out. And then I'll have other days like today where I felt amazing. I was like, maybe I'm on the way up again. So cool.
I had one good day last week.
But one no.
Anyway, Karen.
Honestly, like, I just think spring gets me. Like, what out of all the seasons, I reckon spring's the freaking worst to train, especially in Christchurch.
Yep.
Got to deal with this wind constantly,
Yeah.
dust, pollen
Pollen
this
everywhere.
like weird cottony stuff that flies in your face.
Yeah. it's
Pollen.
awful.
Is that the is
Pretty
that?
much.
Oh, man.
Well, it's all like collects like snow and making it hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
You run around, it's
That's
terrible.
2 weeks away from summer.
Which means nothing.
It means
No.
the wind doesn't stop. I think the wind here just keeps going.
Would we create
Others-
wind if we all ran the same way around the world?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
we
remember when you'd be in the swimming pool and you'd all like run around in the
Whirlpool.
We could do the whirlpool with the wind. A tornado, if you will.
Love to see it.
But my week's been pretty chill. I have been back in the gym quite frequently, actually. Been enjoying that.
You love the gym, eh?
I love the gym. It's different. And, it's inside. It's nice.
No pollen.
I might go to the gym tonight.
I need to go.
You
to
can
the
do
gym.
it.
I'm
I
considering
feel like
it.
I always have to encourage you to
Yeah.
actually get to the gym.
I love it when I'm there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be unreal when Flex opens by the shop.
Oh, that's gonna be out.
As much as I love Snap,
Yeah.
because Chris.
Convenience of that's pretty.
I can't remember his wife's name. That's bad.
Michelle.
Chris and Michelle, fantastic. But to be able to like
Walk next door. at
walk
lunch.
next door and jump on the treadie or
Yeah.
get in a squat rack to make my buns look good.
Booty game.
I don't really have a booty. I
The
don't
powerhouse.
Maybe we should wear women's tights to compare booties. I don't think men's tights are the same. Are they
You need the scrunch.
The scrunch ones, yeah. It's like specific booty shorts. for that.
Nobody wants the scrunch up my crack.
Nah,
Nobody
Probably
wants to
not,
see
though.
that.
not having it.
And so you've got. Can you share what you're doing next?
So,
Is that kind of confirmed? Are you allowed to?
Yeah, it's basically confirmed. There's still one I'm kind of waiting on, but yeah, London is a
Let's
go.
fucking go!
Yeah, which I'm super excited about.
First major.
So I think New Balance should fly me and Tom over
Just so we can do the podcast.
just so we can do the podcast with you.
Podcast
In
from London.
Yeah. Yeah. If we were more organised,
On
we
your
could have come
e-bikes right next to me, that'll be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
we get cancelled.
But that guy's copped a lot of hate.
Yeah, yes.
I feel kind of bad for him. It's like the cancel culture is pretty unreal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but it was real cool. Like talking to Craig yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, London was his first marathon that he ran," and he was like, "It was amazing with all the people. Just the atmosphere there was super awesome." So
Yeah.
yeah, I know I'm kind of excited just to be surrounded by thousands of people pretty much. Just get
Be pretty cool.
dragged
Yeah.
through to a PB.
Get dragged.
Yeah.
And so you've got that. So that's
It's April, end of April.
So kind of like a week after Christchurch.
Yeah,
Like that
which
kind
is a
of
bit of a
timeframe.
shame because I really did want to do Christchurch because it would have been, yeah. I mean
London, Christchurch, London.
I know.
Take your pick. Allow my sports, let me travel the world. Okay. And then, what was it? No?
Yeah,
We'll leave it. Do you want to leave it?
well, I know. Yeah, Doha was the other one, but it's a little bit messy, I think. Well, it's a bit soon. I think I'd rather just focus on London and then try get a good half in because, I do also want to qualify for World Half Champs.
San Diego.
And the cutoff is May, so we'll run out of time.
And from my experience, trying to run close marathons next to each other is actually not that much fun.
I would have thought.
Like, you have to be so mentally locked in.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to keep running 7 laps of South Hag every Tuesday or Wednesday morning.
Seriously, I drive past and I'm like, I have to mentally prepare to do the laps and laps of South Hag again, but we'll suck it up.
It's not the most fun thing in the world.
But I will say, it is probably the best place in the world to train. What other city has a park as good as that?
If we could just raise it to like 1900 meters and keep the same profile,
actually, yeah.
We'd be legit.
Yeah, it's
Or we'd be really all tired from iron deficiency.
probably a bit of both.
But you're right, to have the park and the forest and the hills and
It's just
and
amazing.
I don't know, like as a female runner, do you feel pretty safe most of the time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's not many countries in the world that probably have our
Yeah.
like where you'd feel comfortable going running on your own.
Yeah.
Between 7 and 7.
Yeah.
Like most days.
It's pretty good there.
Where
And
you're
I can
faster
run
than-
away from anyone
Yeah, true.
anyways. Actually, I did see there was an article that came out about Mo Farah. He was just running with his wife and he like dropped his phone on the grass or something and someone came by to pick it up and he boosted after them. Chased
Really?
him down and got it. I was
That's
like,
so good.
do you reckon you could? I reckon I could. If anyone like stole my shit,
I-
I'd chase them down.
I seem to remember Phil having a story around just that, like having doing some reps on a maybe New Brighton Park.
Oh yeah.
As you drive past the Palms there, you go there to
Yeah.
double-sided park. We played cricket. I think he might have been doing like 200 reps or something, and he has bag at one end,
Yeah.
and then like a cone or something in straight line 200s, and some kid like biked past and grabbed his bag, and he just like
Hooned it.
hurdled
Walked
after
up.
him and like, ran him
definitely
down
chased
and
him
like
down,
just
yeah.
cruised next to the guy's bike and was like, "Can I have my bag back?"
Just like, was they jogging?
That might be at that time. That might have been the worst person possible to
steal from,
Like
right?
I think he was like a 28 something 10k guy. Like you're not biking away from that on a little like mountain bike on the grass. It's
Yeah.
not happening. Well, my week. What have I
Getting
done?
back into it.
What-
You're back
yeah.
on the horse.
I think so.
The start.
I really considered stopping numerous times, but mostly because I don't like getting fit again.
Yeah, getting
I had a lot of
It's
anxiety
just
about my
hard.
tempo this morning.
is the hardest bit.
Yeah.
Like I had a little 20-minute tempo. It's like
That's
fucking-
cute. That's
bro,
adorable.
Grow up. Grow up. Matt sent me my program on Sunday. We talked and he sent me a program for the week, and he's like, "Is this a little aspirational?" I was like, "Ouch, that hurts. You know I'm in the hole. Like, you know that I'm struggling right now." That was all right. Just did 45 minutes to an hour every day last week, just to try and create that routine again. And then Monday I just did an hour in the forest, which was pretty horrible actually. I don't know why I keep going back to the forest. I tend to have really shitty runs at the last
I
few weeks.
hate Bottle Lake. I was running
Poor
on
Bottle Lake.
With the
Sunday.
passion
Yeah.
by the
Oh
sounds of it.
man, I could. Okay, I hate first of all finishing like time wise after the time that I'm supposed to finish. So if I've got an hour and I'm like 5-10 minutes past, I'm so mad. Sunday, an hour run. And it ended up being like an hour 10. I was so mad at Bottle Lake Forest because I'd messed it up because they keep changing things in there and I
Don't
get
they?
lost.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do changes. Yeah.
And I keep rolling my ankle in there.
Oh,
Oh, it's the worst. Yeah, I have a bone to pick with Bottle
Yeah.
Lake.
that's fair. And then I did an hour with Andy on yesterday morning, which is nice. Just the dads catching up, just complaining about our lives. Because that's what you do when you go jogging with your best mate.
Yeah.
You just complain about everything. And
Yeah,
try and fix
gotta
the
do
woods. Yeah, got to do it. Got to be done. And then we had Run Club last night, which was nice. A pretty good group, considering we have not gone on the week past Queenstown before.
Yeah, you usually just cut it.
We normally just stop it, but because we're having this grind party in a couple of weeks, I thought, well, we may as well.
Grind party.
For anyone who hasn't
It's exactly what you think.
Yeah, exactly. Tom is going to get on the pole
I will not be kidding.
in the hope that he finds a wife. He's going to showcase his moves.
Lack of moves, probably, yeah.
So we're pretty good. We had like 40,
Yeah, it was
45
good.
or something, and people come on for a
Yeah,
jog.
I honestly don't think it's ever been less than
Yeah, that's pretty good.
40. Yeah,
And I have built Run Club its own website
yeah,
this
that's
week,
cool.
which looks pretty good. And that we're going to have a calendar function on there. So if you don't do the Facebook thing, or you don't want to share your data with whoever's in charge of sharing data these days, then you don't have to be on Facebook. You can put your tin hats on and walk around with your metal detector in Hagley Park instead.
Go from there.
You weirdos. To be fair, they'd probably be quite fun. Sometimes you wish you didn't think as much as we
Oh,
think.
yeah. I think,
Sometimes I'm like, man, I just
think
wish
we
I
way
could
overthink
yeah,
everything.
I could just put a tin hat on and go searching for copper in the Hagley Park golf course. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it? Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe I'd hate myself more than I do this week already. And then this morning I did a 20-minute tempo with Chris, and that first K was pretty terrible.
It's so rough.
It's
eh?
it's so demoralizing
Yeah.
because you've been like, I've just run 2 hours and 20 minutes at whatever it was, and then you can't even run a kilometre like that.
Yeah.
We saw Jack Staples in the park.
All right.
Yeah,
Running.
yeah. He gave us a wave.
Back on the horse.
Yeah,
It's good to see.
yeah. Horses getting a lot of use.
It is. Actually going to swim with them after this.
Horses getting a lot of use. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people back on horse. But we may as well talk about our first shoe, eh? Because that's what I wore this morning. And so this one we have not got in the shop yet, but should be early 2025. We're just working with On at the moment. Which is the On Cloud Boom Strike, which they, and I think fairly accurately, have said it's sort of the Saucony Endorphin Elite,
Yeah.
Nike Alpha Fly, sort of marathon type racing shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I agree with that, all those things. So I think it's pretty good. It's a full Piva midsole with a carbon fiber plate, and they have all but removed the silly K-Swiss holes that they have in some of their shoes, which makes it feel really stable in the back. I like the geometry, so the way that it is shaped, I felt really stable, particularly in that sort of landing and then through to, kind of when you pick your heel up off the ground as you go to kind of drive out of stance phase and into toe off. Sometimes the shoes, like say with the Alpha Fly, you feel so wobbly and you're like, shit, do I trust this as I go to leave the ground? Because you're quite vulnerable with toe off because there's a small amount of your foot still on the ground and you're kind of pushing through it. I do like how they've kind of got the split down the middle of the outsole.
Yeah.
For those watching on YouTube, you can kind of see. Or I actually have figured out how to upload video onto Spotify now, so you'll be able to do that. And they've got a great amount of rubber coverage.
Yeah.
And it's nice and sticky. So you're going to get good traction. So I think in terms of the engine room of this, it's great.
Mm.
I like how it feels. It's got the pull-out inner sole with the extra cushioning and stuff like that. I won't pull it out now. I guess my only kind of feedback, and some of it's a personal thing, the upper for me reminds me of the original Vaporfly, and I just didn't like that sort of boat sail type material. I just find it's quite tricky to get a good lockdown without lacing it too tight, and then it gathers back and it's quite rigid, and you can kind of feel the top of the shoe buckle back down on the top of your foot. In terms of fit, I like the width through the midfoot and the metatarsals, and I like the volume that it has. It felt quite comfortable. My foot's probably a little wide for lots of the racing shoes, so I do struggle with that a wee bit. I didn't feel like I was over the outside of the midsole or anything, so that felt good. But I just think, yeah, if the upper was more of a softer knit, maybe just that would be a nail. But the foam and the feel was like fantastic. I think we averaged 317s in the end. The 20 minutes felt really good at that effort, which is about marathon kind of.
Does the inner sole feel like it's locked down into the shoe?
Yeah, it's fine. I think like once you get your foot in there and you create pressure
Yeah, it's
from your
not
foot
moving.
fills the upper and then it piles it back down onto the midsole and everything. Like I think it's fine. Yeah, I didn't really have a problem. I got I wore lower socks and I got a little bit of rubbing
at the back.
in the back of the heel. It's kind of got the Achilles pressure points either side, and so I felt locked down, but I just got a little bit of rub, and I think that would be okay with a longer, like a crew length. I wouldn't have that problem. But overall, that's the first time I've run in a non-shoe.
It is.
Really?
Yeah, it is. First time running on shoe, and I have to say,
And you're impressed.
and I'm yeah, I think not everyone's going to be worried about the upper like I was. It was more, that's more me just picking the last 10%,
Yeah.
like mostly because you want the brands to go well.
Yeah.
So you want to just maybe give them some feedback, and I will do that. But tongue was nice. The laces are nice and thin and light. Yeah, lots of it, so you can tuck it back in. You know, when you get laces that are too short for a racing shoe, you can't wear them.
Yeah.
You've made a $400 racing shoe and you put like a 90 centimeter
Kids'
laces in,
laces.
you cheap pricks. It's kind of, so yeah, that was my week of training and a little bit about that on cloud.
It's a cool looking shoe too.
Yeah, I like this colorway, the spray and stuff. It's sick. I still think I probably picked the Saucony and the Puma, but only for the upper. I just don't know how that would go after like an hour, if that would really annoy me. But
Yeah.
I think we'll see some improvements. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, so worth trying for people.
And then the other one.
Do you want to do that now, or do you want to? What else did you have on your list of stuff to talk about? We may as well break the shoe chat up.
Yeah, okay.
Because,
Well, I was leading on from your guys' events coming up. New Zealand has a new event coming up.
it's going to be a spectacle.
And it's the spectacle. It's going to be it's going to be the spectacle. So yeah, the spectacle is what it's called, and it's being held in Nelson on the 14th and 15th of December.
Sunny Nelson.
So just under a month away. And they have a number of different races available, which I think is pretty cool. And so they have...
On the road, they've got a mile, a 5K,
they're doing
and a
road and trail.
relay.
Yeah.
And then on the trail, they've got a 10K, a 21, a 50, a 100K, and a 100 miles.
100 miles.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Harvard walk,
Yeah.
100 miles.
Sorry, it was the
and I
13th
walk
to the 15th.
500
My
miles.
bad. I missed it.
What's the rest of that song, Kat? I would walk 500 miles.
Miles, yeah.
I would walk 500 miles.
Just to see them.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool new...
Tommy's not even entertaining us.
Yeah.
This is why I'm back on the show.
Why did it come
That's
there?
why you can't leave.
Yeah.
I just become a degenerate. Like
It would go... No, well, actually, I don't know. I still haven't seen last week's one, so I can't see how bad it actually went.
it was great.
It was awesome.
It was
We
awesome.
nailed it.
Yeah. We talked about jelly wrestling with Barney and Big Bird and $1,200 with the Morton gels.
So that's where
Sums
it
it
went.
up.
Yeah, that's where it went.
And that was the PC version.
Yeah.
So sorry, I derailed that.
No, I was just going to say it's cool to see like Annika as a runner herself, and Jules was an Olympian.
Oh yeah.
And very good runner in his own right. And they obviously had the vision for a while now, and to get it off the ground, it's going to be pretty cool to see. Bring it to Nelson, which doesn't really host any events. So a cool part of the South Island in New Zealand to
You're
get
getting
around.
some big names there too.
Yeah, and the elite mile, they've actually managed to get together, well, from what I can gather, a fairly good. I think they had a budget for about 4 or 5 professional runners to come over. And I know in the men's race, I don't know if I'm actually not allowed to announce names yet, but
Okay.
they have picked up 2 very high profile internationals who train out of Flagstaff, and they're coming over, and I think they're going to hang around and do like 9 to 5s and do a few Aussie races just to break up winter training, obviously, over there. And then I think Geordie is doing it. Geordie has been announced. I'm unsure where he's at in his training right now, but that'll be cool. And then obviously Sammy, Tanner, and the men's. And then in the women's, I think there's possibly a few professionals from Australia coming over.
Australia.
Some
I mean, there's
Olympians
big
and-
money on it, and it's a handicap with the mile,
so
isn't it?
super cool race to watch. It's by far the most lucrative race in New Zealand.
Yeah. By a long way.
6K for the win, and then it goes down, and then also so the handicap. I don't know exactly how they're doing it. I think
It'll be like a 30-second.
yeah. So the women will start. The whole women's field will start 30 seconds before the men, and then the men will go up after, and then you'll have like your gender winner, and then an overall runner as well. So
pretty
there's
cool.
more incentive to actually go for it
Yeah,
and try
I like
catch
that.
everyone because
Yeah.
I think it's an extra $4,000 if you win
Yeah.
overall. So if you win overall, you're
10
getting
grand.
10 grand,
That's a nice
which
way.
is about 9 grand more than any other
what's
race
that per
you could win.
step?
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty good
So
hourly
the-
rate.
Right away.
The
It's
average
gonna take
stride length probably like pretty close to 2 meters.
Yeah, under 4 minutes. It will take. I think they'll break 4, depending on what the course is like. I think it's just 2 loops of a fairly flat. There's I think a slight undulation in it. But that's the last event on the Saturday night. And then you've got the big ultra runs the day before. And Nelson is a stunning place to run.
I know.
Yeah.
We just bought a shop there.
Yeah. So we'll probably be spending some more time there,
Yeah.
but it is unreal scenes, and probably one of the most underrated places to run, I think, in New Zealand.
It's stunning.
Because it's such a small place and not many. I don't think it's that heavily populated. You don't really get a lot of people training there, or like see a lot of people training there, but aren't like
The track is unreal there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
the
got a-
Saxon Field is
such a
beautiful
nice
track.
facility. Yeah, Arnica.
It's not built on any wind field.
That's right.
Yeah. So overall, I think that I'm gutted I can't do it for one. I think there's a few other people that are in Zatopek that would have loved to have done it as well, but it's just timing of that time of year and trying to fit races in before Christmas.
Is it the week
a little
before
hard.
9 to 5?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Okay.
It's not bad time. You run a mile
Yeah.
and then run a
9 to
5K.
5.
Yeah, so that works out really well, but there's also that same weekend is Topua
Yeah.
World Champs, and then Zatopek is the same weekend as well.
And Anna's 21st.
Yeah.
And also tournament week.
Yeah.
We have no staff.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So it's going to be...
Somebody's going to have to ask the massage therapist.
Yeah, probably. probably.
Yeah.
I think I'm down to like me, Lynette, and JC.
I actually could help
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
so,
yeah. I probably will come like crawling in the room like, yeah, I need your help. I think we have 7 people away that
Wow,
want to use. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because Bailey's
Yeah.
coming up to watch as
Yeah,
well.
Bally's going to be out there and he had the time booked off.
I
and
might be
then,
the spectacle.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to go as the media team, we can probably bring that. Hopefully, there's some good content comes out of it, out there that we can share. But we're going to try and highlight a bit more of what's kind of going on and
Yeah.
what's happening and get people to events. And I think whether you can compete in them or go and watch,
Yeah.
let's try and raise the profile of the sport.
Yeah.
That's the aim of the game, baby. That's the aim of the game.
Yeah.
Speaking about aim of games, the aim of the game in Mirabelle Mall was to sell ridiculously expensive high heels
To the Maryvale Mall.
to as many people as possible. I went in there yesterday to pick up a piece of equipment that I was hoping we would be able to use today. That means you could shoot this podcast in 4K, so you could just look at my sexy slug a little bit closer. Zoom in the pixels. There's like 4 of the same shop in a row.
Yeah.
It's a terrible mall. Does have the best McDonald's though across the road.
As a frequent flyer from
fact.
school,
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Yeah. Frequent
Yeah.
fly.
So my whole thing was like finish football training and then go down and get one of those milkshakes, smoothies, the
fish.
berry
Yeah.
smoothies.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the bus. Oh,
Yeah. They are good.
clutch.
They are really
What was that? $5.99,
Yeah.
something like that. Probably not
Nice.
anymore. They're probably $25.
good. Probably 10, yeah.
Fucking inflation. So Mirabelle Mall. Honestly, the fresh choice was good though. I finally remembered to get some flea treatment for the cat. Katie was stoked. I keep every time I go this
Big day.
Big day.
Had some chores to take off.
It's the small wins.
Yeah.
It's the small wins.
Gotta take them while you can, eh?
Yeah. So that's why that was pretty good. Which then you go if you want.
No.
Oh, I was just gonna say then I bought some bread.
Yeah.
We were talking about bread earlier, but I talked about bread. And so obviously I have to have gluten-free bread.
So it's like $10.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm okay with that. It's not their fault.
Not too far.
I suck. But it is their fault. Why is the packaging different? So people that have gluten-free bread, you guys probably won't know.
No.
No.
But the pack, like normal bread just has the wee like twisty and put a wee thing on it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, you've got that weird pull thing on
What
it, and
the-
it's like glued together.
Yeah,
and
what's it? So you're paying $11 for a loaf of bread. Half of it is stale
Is that packaging?
by the time you get to eat it because you can't do the fucking packaging up. What's the difference between the two? Like, just put it in a bag.
It's a very valid.
maybe it just doesn't last well exposed to any.
Yeah, but you could increase its chances. It's like 75 cents a slice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
ridiculous.
probably more actually. So that was my
You
boomer.
should bake your own.
Oscar's boomer. Whinge of the week. Oscar's
Whinge of the
boomer.
week.
Whinge of the week.
We got all the jingles today.
I got jingles. Tell you what else is jingling.
What's a jingle in Oscar?
Maybe the
Well, Kat, thanks for asking. The Christmas spirit. I'm feeling jolly.
God, it's almost that time of year, isn't it?
Have you put your Christmas tree up? Because I have.
No, it's firmly under the house.
Oh,
Isn't it
sad.
criminal to
You
put it
gotta
up
suck.
before December?
I think just
No.
Christmas is criminal. Americanized.
It definitely
Consumerism,
is.
capitalism.
Yep, all of the above.
All of the C's. CCC. Christmas,
Christmas,
capitalism,
capitalism, and-
consumerism. Just like our Christchurch City Council.
No, but do you know what my tree is, though?
Yep.
Oh, no.
I
I was like, wait, what?
Well, they had just put paying in the gardens car park, so that sounds like
Oh, I
have they
know,
actually?
that
It sounds like
sucks.
capitalism to me. It's $2 an hour. What I think
In the main car park?
Yeah, in the main gardens car park. What I think they should have done.
That's ratchet.
First
And-
hour free?
Yeah, so or even the first 90, because that means like the mums with the babies
Yeah.
can go and do their thing and not worry about it. Because honestly, having a baby and trying to worry about paying
yeah.
fucking number plate in, you got to remember the number plate if you're not sleep deprived, and you got to remember your car and you got to pay for it and stuff. I think they could have made it 90 minutes. And then that would have meant that the people parking there all day to go to work taking the piss. Fair enough, like
Yeah.
that. We don't want that. We want people actually using the gardens to use the gardens car park. I
Yeah.
get it.
But that's why they put the time limit on.
Yeah.
Didn't work, though, obviously.
Yeah.
They needed to make it shorter because it was like 3
Yes.
hours or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 hours probably a little long, but I think
Yeah.
that's such a shame because like how many is that going to do to?
Yes, because I run past it now and it's empty.
Yeah, and it was empty
Which
this
is-
morning
Yeah.
when we were there because we parked there and used it for our
no, I
workout.
didn't
What
notice
So,
this.
what are people supposed to do? It's
so
annoying.
yeah,
And for park run, lame.
yeah, it's
That sucks.
for running around the park.
They'll start charging on that on Harper Ave soon, won't they?
No, we pay everywhere,
Yeah.
tax everything.
Suck.
Go Donald,
Nothing's free, man.
Donald.
Fortunately.
I didn't choose to be here.
Yeah, I'm just sue my parents. Just sue the sperm donor. How dare you? You can't do it. I can't do it.
I didn't even know there was. Oh, that's
Yeah,
really
it's pretty shitty.
annoying.
Yeah, it's
actually.
Pretty shitty. But to be fair, I say that shitty, but I'll pay for the hospital parking in South when I'm late to a workout, which
Yeah.
is $5. But then I don't mind that because I make the choice because I'm running late.
Yeah.
I don't know. $2 isn't bad. It's just there's no layer of fuckery to do stuff.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. Listen to us whinge about $2. My Instagram ads.
Haven't seen any.
Well, I did some interesting Instagram ads.
Alright.
They now want me to buy a cooling blanket. You guys got those?
Or like weighted
Like,
blanket?
yeah, like a
or?
weighted-
No, I bought a weighted
Weighted and naked.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna get naked under my weighted
weighted
blanket and make it weighted.
He's just created a word.
Oh, wait, I like that. Maybe we should do that more often. Maybe we should try and merge words. Should we?
Oh, that was good.
I think we should
Go on.
play it.
That was good.
We should do it. No, this is like a blanket that somehow keeps you cool rather than get too hot. I'm quite a hot sleeper.
Huh.
I mean, I'm pretty hot anyway, but I'm a pretty hot sleeper, so it keeps you cool. It's like 38.
And you bought it?
Nah, it was over my threshold limit,
Oh, yeah.
and it's
$30.
Christmas is coming, and Katie has gone to. There's some mocker boxes coming out of everywhere.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, no wonder there's no money in my bank account.
It's just piling
She's
up.
she's obviously just sitting at home while Obi's asleep, just getting Christmas sorted in the back end of November. So I'm not buying anything. But so that I got that. I thought that was pretty weird, like a cooling blanket.
It's interesting.
Just like plug it in.
Yeah.
It's like a reverse
You plug-
electric blanket. No, you don't. But what if you did?
I wonder how long it actually lasts for. Like what's the lifespan of this thing
I don't know.
until
Should we
it
ask it?
stops feeling cold? Or like 6 months.
Oh, yeah. I did buy one of those grounding sheets, though. Have you heard of
Grounding
those? Yes, like plugs into the grounding bit of a wall socket and then like makes you feel way better. That I actually believe in. And that's a bit woo-woo, actually.
Can't you just go outside though?
You could, but, but then so good that you sleep on it.
Oh, right.
Just sleep on the ground.
Yeah, I
camping.
feel less agitated when I'm sleeping. I feel like I'm connected with the earth. And then my last thing to talk about today was wearing my watch on the wrong wrist because I got a tattoo.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's all
I
red through
feel handicapped.
Does it feel strange?
It feels so weird.
Yeah.
I won't tell you what I was going to
No,
say. You knew what I was going to
I
say.
knew it.
Every other male listener knew what I was going to say. I don't even need to say it. Comedies and not saying it sometimes.
It is, yeah.
I'm going to learn that the hard way. But yeah, I keep going to press the lap button and I keep pushing the stop button.
That's annoying.
I'm retarded. I suck.
So it actually just can't read through tattoos.
No, you can't really wear it when the tattoo's healing a wee bit.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to get it sweaty under there and stuff. I don't care about the heart rate. The heart rate on the wrist is so useless. Anyone that is working to that needs to not. I mean,
Okay.
do what you want, but nah, it's so out. It'll tell me I'm like my heart's like 190 beats a minute and I'm
That
jogging.
could be true though.
It could be, but it's not. So I know what 190 beats a minute feels like, and I got to run very hard up a hill.
I feel the throbbing in my head.
Should we talk about the Asics Novablast 5?
Pretty.
Did you have some stats?
No.
Nice.
At least he's honest.
Yeah.
No, I know that it's a new foam compound, so what are they calling it now? Blast Max?
Flight Foam Blast Max. How could you make that one word? Flabax. They should just call it Flabax.
Which is a softer compound.
There was a show,
Much
I can't actually
softer.
remember the show, but there was a guy that he was an analyst and a therapist.
Oh.
And
A
he
thanalist?
and he created his own analrapist.
What?
if you write that down,
Yeah. I mean, I
he made business cards.
I
something.
heard the last two. What do you call that? What's it called? English term for it. I'm sorry, Mr. Sullivan. I clearly wasn't listening in English class. What do you call that? The breaks in words. You know when you're saying a word and it has say
No, I have no
Tom
idea.
has one, Catherine has
Oh,
two.
syllables.
Syllables. That's
yeah.
it.
We got there.
I heard the last
The
two
last-
syllables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's all I need to know.
Okay, have stats.
Have stats. You read the stats, baby.
It's 8 mil.
We call it tats.
It's the same
Tommy
as the
stats.
last one, right?
8 mil pitch, yeah.
Yeah, so that stays the
I'm
same.
going hard at this now.
Just doing everything.
255 grams for a men's size 9.
Let's call it trams.
And yeah, I don't know. They've completely changed the shoe, right? Like it follows a similar shape, but it's
So I think it still serves the same purpose.
Yeah.
It probably just, I don't think you could now use it as a little bit of up-tempo.
yeah.
And that will make more sense when the shoe they have coming out in July turns up that we can't quite talk about yet. When
Yeah.
that turns up, it'll make more sense. So it's definitely softer, but the foam's more resilient.
Yeah.
So you're going to get way more bounce out of the squish.
Right.
What should we call that? The bish.
Yeah. Looks like it's got better tread.
It's got better bish.
It's got better bish.
It's bouncy squish. Come on.
Squish. Technical term.
Okay, I'll stop. I'm gonna trademark that. Can we put that in the reviews? When you write reviews, can you be like a bish
Real
score?
bishy.
A bish score?
The bish score is 6.9 out of 10.
We might be onto something there. Everyone at SSHQ is just cringing right
why are
now.
you talking about it?
So I keep the same geometry. It's still got the trampoline kind of 4 foot. It's probably, I don't notice it as much. And
Yes,
this
less
is the
profound, yeah.
4, and that could be because we've just adapted to the feel, or I think it's a little less, like you
Yeah.
said, profound, or a little less pokey outy. And I do find a little bit wider through the midfoot. The upper is definitely more generous in the fit,
Yeah.
and that's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
There's more volume.
There's definitely more volume everywhere in the shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see it around.
Yeah, it's quite deep through the cone. So we call the the cone of the shoe is kind of where that first little last ice stay is, where your ankle sort of stops. That's the start of the cone. That's quite deep.
Yeah.
And so you do have pretty good volume. And I reckon I could have gone down half a size.
Right.
I
Because of the width or just the length change?
both. I think it's just the overall last of the shoe is just a little longer than the previous.
Right.
And like sort of volume and length.
Yeah.
So I think like I got a size 9 sample from Asics when I was up there, and I had a couple of runs in it, and I've given it to Andy to have a couple of goes, and I found that 9 quite roomy.
Yeah.
So I think 8.5, if not 8, would be get away with both.
Sweet.
I think it's probably one of the better. I'm going to call it a Monday shoe, which might not make sense to everyone, but it's like that recovery 45 minutes to 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Big
After a
cushion.
big weekend.
Yeah, just over a big weekend, you don't want to run particularly fast. You don't like the aggressive toe off of the Nimbus.
Yeah.
You know, the Nimbus kind of just like throws you off.
Yeah.
I like to be in a little bit more control than that. And so
Yeah.
I found this to be, I was a little bit more control of the shoe compared to that.
It looks like a good update.
Yeah, I think the little sidewalls in through the heel area, it's nice and comfy back here as well. Probably made a few adjustments to the tongue, which just kind of makes it feel like it locks down a little bit better.
Yeah.
And still retail for $270.
Yeah.
And we will have wide widths for next year, middle of next year, which I think is exciting to have.
So when is it available again?
So it is available 1st of December.
Yeah.
We will have this colorway that I've got on the video, if you guys are watching on the video, and then we'll have the main range marketing color, which is a purple.
Yeah.
Purple color coming.
That's cool.
And men's and women's are going to be the same color. And my memory serves me right, all of the colors will be same, men's and women's across the board.
Interesting.
Yeah,
6
that is
months.
That's cool.
There'll be a little bit of more. Yeah. So we'll have it ready to go up online for the burst, and we'll do a YouTube bit of a YouTube clip
Snippet.
when we're allowed to. When Mac is back from Melbourne,
Yeah.
I'll do something like that. So yeah, I think overall a nice update.
Cool new addition to their range.
Yeah, so I think it's a max cushion, softer, slightly more responsive Easy Day shoe. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a better Easy Day shoe than the Novablast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they can say that.
Super Blast is not easy to shoe.
No, I don't even know. I still don't know what kind of shoe it is, but
Medium fast shoe.
All right, so there you have it. Cat's going to London.
London, baby.
Tom's going straight back on Grinder, and
How'd you get thrown under the bus with this? I don't know. It's
A
like,
little bit. Definitely than last week.
yeah, did you talk shit about me like the whole time?
We did.
for like 30 seconds, I just said you were cheap.
There's a difference between being cheap and having no money.
Cheap and poor.
I have to be cheap. I have no coin.
No, so it turns out I need to pay him more. Or he needs to do more work.
Probably both.
But I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to become a fat Sasquatch.
Nah, you've got goals now.
Who goals?
You got your 10k
Yeah.
track race.
True, and I want to run a PB.
Yeah, so I think you're motivated to get cracking now.
So that's my role,
Yeah.
my race goal.
It's like, what are you doing? Oh my God.
He's making words again.
Terrible.
Dad jokes. I'm in full dad swing. I've been at home a lot this last week. Yeah.
Maybe we could talk about spikes next week and what spike you'll wear
Yes.
on the
I
track.
have made that decision.
You have?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about
Do you
it
want to
now?
ask me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as well.
Ask me out. Tom. Ask me out.
So, Oscar,
I think we just found the reason.
for the 10K.
I think we just found the
New
reason.
Zealand champ.
He never follows through. No. No, I think I'm gonna wear the Adidas Avanti TYO. What's it called?
No, it's just Avanti.
It's Avanti now.
Yeah.
So the Adidas 80 Avanti.
Yeah.
I love the 4-foot
Yeah.
width
Yeah.
and volume, and I love the heel cushioning with the light strike. Slightly firmer, just a P-Bax plate.
Yeah. I think it's a great spike.
Yeah.
They've nailed it.
Yeah, I want it to feel as close to a
Flat.
flat
yeah.
as I can get. Because I mean, I think I was joking about this with Goody yesterday and Matt when I was talking to him. I have 25 good K on the track,
Yeah.
like a season.
Yeah.
And so you're going to run a 10K,
Yeah.
that's nearly half.
Yeah.
And then I'll run a 3K and maybe a 5K and then nationals.
Yeah.
So I just need to make sure that I'm protected the best I can. It's probably not the fastest.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've gone back and forth between spikes and like, technically speaking, it may not have the technology in it to make it the fastest, but I always go for one that's more comfortable, and I feel like you run faster in the most comfortable spike.
Because 10,000 meters on the track
Yeah.
is, and it's interesting. I was listening to Steve Magnus podcast.
Yeah.
And 10,000 meters on the track is just like,
It's a long
you got to
way.
do a lot of good self talk.
Yep.
You know, you run 10,000 meters on the track.
A lot
Yeah.
of laps.
Yeah, it's
Just
you are questioning everything.
I will not be running 10K on the track anytime soon.
It's
yeah, it's
And
pretty rough.
it's weird because you 72s, or that probably means nothing to anyone.
Yeah.
But so like running for us, running at around 3 minutes per k.
Yeah.
Everywhere else feels comfortable until
Yeah.
you're 8 laps into a 10,000 meters on the track.
Yeah.
You're like, I think it's because you get a reminder.
Yeah.
That I
Do you
was just gonna
think?
say,
Yeah.
you're like counting it down. You're like, oh
Well, you're
gosh.
constantly hearing it as well.
Yeah.
Whereas
So-
like, I know
yeah.
road race, you just don't look at it.
You just
really.
switch off to
Yeah.
the whatever's going on. You go, okay, this feels hard enough that I think I'm running close to my capacity. But on the
Yeah.
track, you're like, oh man, I got it's the same bend. Oh.
Yeah.
Turn left.
Yeah.
Turn left.
And then, did you guys find too with a race like that, or even 5,000, the crowd's enthusiasm wanes?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
So you're like, yeah, go guys for lap
Just
one, and then
bored
you
of
get
it
to
by
lap
lap
16. It's like, oh, so it's only your mum, like, oh, go Oska, nice bro, good running.
Yeah.
The one that kills me is you're nearly there.
That got me in the marathon.
Yeah, where
I
though?
was like, oh,
I
bloody
didn't
not.
hit that.
No.
Yeah, I know where I am.
Where is nearly? Where is it? You show me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could do it.
And then so run club next week.
Yep. Easy run again.
Easy run in the park.
In the park.
I think we'll go to the park because
Oh,
we're
yeah,
gonna
you
come
were
back here to
contemplating
week.
an easy tempo, weren't you?
Yeah, we could do a little like zone 2.
Zone 2, we
Teach
love a
everyone-
zone 2.
Love a zone 2. You get the endorphins
Yeah.
without the sore legs. So we might do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like a
I
big,
reckon.
maybe like a big lap.
Yep.
Like a big lap. So we'll do that, and then
Yeah, nice.
and then the spring grind stuff. Some tight battles going on.
They're so competitive. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Holy hell.
I tried not to put tight and grind in the same sentence. I tried,
Good.
I tried to pause. Trined
Try.
or grite.
Great.
Grite.
No, I like grind.
You like grind? I'm sure you do, Kevin.
You walked into that one.
You walked to the corner of the door,
I
eh?
did.
Like, it's just-
I'll take it.
Stub your toe on
The
that.
door was. I stubbed my toe this morning, and Indy laughed at me.
That piss you off even more.
Yeah. I was like, that sucks. Yeah, she did. She's like, I was like,
Come on.
I mean, I've taught you well, but that's
Yeah.
that's rough.
Come on, some
Okay.
slack.
You guys got anything else?
No.
I would like to thank everyone for listening and continuing to put up with our jargon.
It's amazing.
Jargon.
What is this episode? 14?
Yes, because I'm going to release this one before I release Hamish's one on Monday. Yeah. So this will be episode
Going
14.
strong.
So you now have 14 hours of
Non-stop listening.
Tom playing with his microphone.
Yep.
This is junk.
Cat. Whoa. Tom playing with his junk.
I'm not
That is
playing with my junk.
that's the wrong channel.
Right.
That's the right channel. That's the channel that makes us money.
Now I'm actually
Yeah,
just playing
this
with
is
the
what's been
microphone.
funding us. Tom's secret channel.
So yeah. And
I'm out.
yeah, Tom's done. Tom's done. We've done well. It's an hour and 8 minutes, and I think Jamie from Brooks is waiting for me to show me some shoes. So
Awesome.
thanks everyone. Thanks you too. Love your work as always. And
See you next
See you
week.
next week.
eat your veggies.